So I'm going to switch over to my iPad now, and this is a workflow that typically would be done on site by people walking around the job site, taking a look at what's actually been installed, and then noting that through the Slate Progress tool. So I'm going to open the application on my iPad. I have that open. I'm going to select the model that I want to be working in, which is that same model that I was doing the linking in, and I'm going to click Go to Progress. And now that model is going to load on my iPad. In the upper right hand corner, you will see some green round arrows. And if I click that, that's how I'll sync my iPad with the data that's saved in the cloud. So it's a good practice to do that each time before you go somewhere where you might not have a good internet connection, just to make sure you've got the latest and greatest data on your device. So I'm going to sync that. And then when you get back and reconnected to the internet, you can click that button again, and that will just ensure that all of the data you logged while you're out walking around and taking pictures and logging progress gets synced back to the cloud so that everyone can see it in their account. And that syncing is complete now. You'll see the model viewer looks very similar to what we did when we were linking geometry. You have the ability to filter the model and view it in a 2D mode. And you can open your schedule on the left-hand side to start to do your progressing. So I am going to go back to those activities that I linked geometry to, and now I want to log progress against them. So I'll navigate through the schedule here for those activities, and I will we'll start with the mechanical equipment. So I'll select the rough-in mechanical equipment. If you want to adjust your schedule panel here, you can adjust that and drag columns to adjust the column width and see different data in the schedule. I'm going to collapse that and use my filters in the same way I did when I was linking, to isolate geometry to make it really easy to find the geometry that I'm looking for. So now I have just the mechanical equipment on the first level isolated, and I can see all of it is green, meaning that it's linked, but it's not yet aqua or turquoise, meaning that it's been completed. So this view is telling me that the mechanical units displayed on the screen have not been installed yet. And if I'm out walking around the job site and I see that these are installed, I can then log progress against them. So I'm going to click the checkmark button here, which is our progressing button, and I use that same type of highlighter that I was using before to note the ones that are installed. And if I click the info icon, I will see that those get quantified as I highlight, and then I'm going to click the check mark. And this is going to bring me to the progress report submission screen. So this is the screen that we use to create a report of the progress that you're logging. This allows you to do a few things. You can add comments to the report. Perhaps you did a quality control inspection while you were checking progress. So you can say no QC issues. You may also want to add tags to this. So we can just pick a tag here and add that to the report. And then I can associate imagery with this as well. So I can add photos from the library on my device, or I can take it with the camera on my iPad, and I can just select take a photo and then take that picture, click use photo, and now that photo will become part of this progress report. So this progress report becomes the official documentation of progress, and it's really useful to understand the history of progress and when things were completed and have that historical document and reference. I'm going to hit submit, and once I hit submit on this progress report, it's going to do two things. One, it's going to log all of this data and create that log of progress reports for my project. And it's also going to update the percent complete for that task that I was logging progress against. So after creating the progress report, that's going to log all of that data in the progress report logs. And it's also going to update the percent complete for that activity. I can show you what that looks like here on the iPad. If I go back to that task, I'll see that now, because I've progressed all of the geometry associated with that task as complete, it's now 100% complete. And I can continue to do that for all of the other activities that have geometry linked to them. So I'll show you how that looks on the ductwork. I'm going to zoom in to get a bit of a better view. And I'm also going to show what that looks like with the architecture turned on so I can see it in reference to the building. So now if I'm out walking around and I see a section of duct that's been installed, I can click my progress icon. I can use the highlighter to drag over all of the parts of that duct that are installed. Click the check mark, which will create the progress report. I can add imagery to it and comments. And now it will log that progress against that activity. And I can just continue to do that each day or each week until I've progressed all of the geometry on my project to 100%. Each time I'm logging progress, it'll be updating the schedule activity to show an accurate percent complete. So after logging progress on the tablet, that progress will automatically get updated here in the web browser like I'm showing you now. And I can see that I've been able to progress those activities that I linked geometry to 100%. So now those are showing 100% complete. If I were to add the quantities here, I can see all of the quantification for those items and what's been installed. I see that the status has been updated to completed, and the parent the status for the parent task of those is in progress because some of the tasks have not started and some are complete that are part of that grouping. So as I'm updating those progress reports, the status will get updated, the percent complete gets updated, and all that gets rolled up. You can see overall now I'm 1% complete on this project.